Had to park it up on the lawn because we had some street cleaning. But there she is. She looks slammed in the grass. Especially since there's no motor in the front, it raised up a bit. And the rears are just sagging. Oop. Can't wait till she's back on the road. Welcome back. So it's been a bit, probably almost 2 to 3 weeks since I worked on this. The block that was in my car previously that we just pulled out is not reusable. The cylinders are too distorted, they're warped. We believe that the cause of all this was overheating. I'm not sure why it overheated. I never experienced any overheating, but that's what we're thinking. So anyways, we can't use that old block, and the past 2 to 3 weeks I've been searching for a new block, checking junkyards constantly, contacting many people, and I just haven't had the best luck finding one. But we found one, and that was hell. This block I pulled from pick and pull from a 2007 Mazda CX-7. If you guys don't know, CX-7s, they share the same MZR motor as the Mazdaspeed platform. The only thing that was different is that it had an automatic transmission on it, so it's actually kind of easier to pull it off. But we got the short block here. It took me probably about 16 hours to pull it, and man, it was pretty brutal. So in today's video, all we're gonna do is a short block teardown. I mean, on the last 2 parts, I removed the motor, but I did not show you guys the actual teardown of removing the pistons, removing the crank, and just checking it all out. I couldn't show you before is because the shop had to go through it with me, and they tore it down with me in their shop. And we just had to do a lot of talking, and I couldn't really film. Just trying to see what caused the low compression, if it was their fault or my fault. They really had no idea what happened. They couldn't give me a proper explanation, and they're not warranting it. They're still blaming the tune, and they think it was fuel washed, which it wasn't. 100% was not fuel washed. So they're not gonna warranty it, and I can't reuse my block over there because it's already been oversized, and we can't oversize it anymore without sleeving it, and sleeving it just not my option right now. So we got a new block, and we're gonna tear it down. Remove the oil pan, just like the last video. You just gotta follow the oil pan around. Maybe it's a little bit easier to see now, but you just follow it around, take out all the bolts, it should be good. First look under the oil pan. One thing that I did notice with this motor is that it was did very few oil changes. Like, this stuff is disgusting. Like, if you remember me tearing down mine, it did not look like this. This is disgusting, like all brown and black. It's obviously been running on the same oil for a while now. If you remember from the previous video, I said that I removed this. This is the balance shaft. I deleted this on my built motor because it weighs a lot, adds a lot of weight. It's not needed, unnecessary. Basically all it does is it balances your crankshaft so your engine doesn't shake or vibrate a lot when it's running or high RPMs. This thing, it hooks up onto your crankshaft gear, like I'll show you right over here. So that balance shaft lines up with this, and the gears connect and they rotate together. I don't know how it works, but it balances the crankshaft. We're not going to be needing this anymore either, so we're going to delete it as well. All it is 4 bolts. I think they're 14 mils. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that thing should pop off. But it's around 30 pounds, 30, 40 pounds added weight to your vehicle that you don't even need. Alright, she's out. So it looks like from underneath, that's that gear that I was talking about. It hooks right up to your crankshaft, the gear, right there, and balance it somehow. I have no idea, don't ask me. Now we're gonna take out the pistons and rods. This block, like, it turns really freely. And I tried shaking the rods like up and down, trying to shaking them up and down, and it has no knock. I think this engine would have been good if it never slipped timing. That's what I noticed when I pulled the head off. All the valves are bent, and the VVT cam, I noticed that it was shaking lots, and when I turned it over I could hear it clicking lots. So this motor definitely slipped timing, and that's possibly why it was in the junkyard. But other than that, the rods and pistons and the bottom end seem perfectly fine. They seem like brand new. I mean, besides the dirty oil, but probably would have had good compression if it never bent those valves. So I'm just gonna work on removing the rods, the rod caps. So undo all those. I don't know what size it is, but I'll figure it out, undo them, and then pop the rods right out. Crank journals look shiny, no scoring, mint. We could probably reuse this crank as well if we needed to. So far everything looks good. To get these pistons out, all you gotta do is get something, push it through basically, and pop it out from underneath. Alright, piston from cylinder number 3. I'm really surprised actually, like, geez, this piston is like brand new still as well. It still has factory coating. It still has its skirt coating. I'm not entirely sure how many kilometers are on this motor, but looks like it wasn't ran for very long, or just Mazda has pretty good parts, or this motor was built really good. The only thing that's wrong with it is those valve dent marks in the top of the piston, because it slipped its timing and boom, valves kissed the piston. They all look pretty good. I was showing you the rod bearings just a bit from cylinder 2 and 3, and they didn't look very bad at all. But when it came to pulling out number 4 over here, I don't think that's normal. Yeah, that's definitely worn out. You can see the copper flaking all off. There is definitely probably some type of rod knock or something with that cylinder, but yeah, it's good to know. Interesting. Therefore, yeah, those are worn out big time. That will cause some sort of rod knock or extra wear on the crank journal. So that's pretty much it. That's all you really got to do to break down the short block. Is you got your pistons here and then your crank. I'm not too sure if I'm going to take out the crank. Might leave it in for the engine shop so they can inspect it, see if the thrust clearance is good with this block. But if you were to take it out, just take out, I think there's 10 of these girdle bolts, pry the girdle off, and the crank should come right out. Also, don't forget your rear main seal, take that off. So I think that's all I have for this video. It wasn't supposed to be too much in depth. It was just kind of to give a quick overview, give somebody a quick glance at what a short block will look like, and kind of a quick disassembly of it, just get the gist of it for someone who hasn't ever seen it before. With that being said, that this video is going to be a little bit short, short disassembly. It's more also of a update of what I'm going to be doing with my build. So I'm breaking down this block, tearing it all down just to the bare block, and gonna drop it off to the machine shop, and they're gonna bore it out to my pistons, which is 88 millimeters, and resurface the deck, resurface my cylinder head. Basically, they're just gonna do all the machine work to it, which they couldn't have done to my old block because my old block was maxed out at all of its specifications. Nothing could be done to it besides sleeving it. Once I get this block from this block that I have right in front of me back from the machine shop, then we're gonna start assembling it and hopefully get it in within the next month. I'm excited. Can't wait to get this thing built. Can't wait to put it back in. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see the build from start to finish. The first startup, that's going to be really exciting, even if you're following from part 1 to however many videos it takes for me to build this. But yeah, I'm hoping to get it done within the next month, so make sure you leave a like if you enjoyed this video, little tear down of the short block. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. It's going to be exciting.